Hey everybody, it's Nate here with Goalie. If you don't already know us, our mission is to build tech tools for families with neurodiverse children. A lot of our families depend on Medicaid waivers to get the help and services that they need. This video is part of a series where we research these programs state by state and explain them to you jargon-free. Our goal is to help families like yours navigate this difficult process and get the help and coverage that you need.
Hey, bada bada swing, bada bada. Hey guys, it is Nate here with Goalie. Welcome to our state-by-state Medicaid waiver series where we go state-by-state and talk about the Medicaid waiver process in all of them. Today we're going to be talking about the baseball crazy state of Missouri. It's also known as the Show Me State. So since you guys are always showing everybody everything, it's time for me to show you how the Medicaid waiver process works in your home state. Let's get right into it. All right. First of all, where am I right now? I'm currently on Goalie's forum page. To get here, you're going to go to forum.goalie.co. Once you do, we have all kinds of helpful posts. There's some general schooling and parenting advice, some Goalie tips, some tech support, a suggestion box, but the section we'll be focusing on today is our government waiver section, and specifically government waivers in the state of Missouri. All right. So, Missouri actually has a pretty robust waiver program and a ton of specialized selective waivers that serve children with autism and ADHD really well. The application process and eligibility requirements are the same for every waiver. So we're going to talk about all of the different waivers and the general focus and intent of who those waivers are made for. You can see more about all of these waivers on Missouri's website right here on this hyperlink. But yeah, time to go through all of the different processes for Missouri's waivers. All right, first of all, the first waiver we're talking about is the Missouri Children with Developmental Disabilities waiver. Who is this best for? So this waiver is aimed for children 0 to 17 at risk of being placed in an institution and need housing support. This is a more extreme waiver, and as a result of it, the things and services they provide are a little bit more intense. Typically, most Goalie families won't fall under this category, but if your child is it needs extreme help and is at risk of being placed in an institution, this waiver could be helpful to potentially keep them at home and get the coverage that you need. Okay, the next waiver we're talking about is the comprehensive waiver. This is aimed for all people with intensive needs who don't have a place to stay. Here's the long list of services, I guess hence the name comprehensive waiver. Again, if you want more information about it, you can either click here or look at the all of the waivers and compare them on Missouri's website. The next waiver we're talking about is the community supports waiver. This is aimed for all people who have a place to live, intensive needs, and require a lot of unpaid support from family members. You receive some of the same services as the Missouri Children with Disabilities, with the exception of community transition, group home, individual supports living, and shared living. Again, this is a more severe waiver for people that need a lot of support from family members. The last waiver we're going to be talking about is the Partnership for Hope waiver. This is made for all ages who require very minimal service but need them quite quickly. Again, you can see the list of services that you get here. Assistive technology is included here, which is exactly what Goalie is. So good news, even with the people who require minimum levels of service, you can still potentially get your Goalie funded in including a ton of other services here. So those are all really great waivers. When we talk about the application process, we'll talk about the best way to narrow down and focus on which waiver is best for you. All right, who can actually apply? So we kind of talked about who these waivers are intended for, but the actual requirements of qualification and application are any child or adult who is diagnosed with either an intellectual or developmental disability, which does include a diagnosis of autism. Missouri requires that individuals need at least an intermediate level of care. Essentially, there is a technical definition for what an intermediate level of care is, but what it can be generalized to is an individual who needs help and support getting through their everyday routine. There are more intense levels of care, like a nursing home level of care and a hospital level of care, which some of those waivers above target, but all of these waivers at least need you to meet an intermediate level of care, with some waivers requiring you to meet more intense levels of care. If you want to view more specific information about eligibility, click right here, and that should take you to a page that explains it in more depth. For all these waivers, income eligibility is actually based entirely on child income, not parental income. So this kind of means that unless your child is bringing home an income and a significant one at that, you should be eligible for this waiver based on income. All right, now, how do I apply? How do I narrow down? How do I decide which waiver is best for me? So to apply for any of these waivers and get more advice about which one fits your needs best, you should really contact your regional office. On our forum post, we have a hyperlinked website right here, which takes you county by county with phone numbers, emails, people to contact, people to talk to about which waiver is best for you. We highly recommend you get in touch with them. They're very helpful and they can help narrow down and focus you on one waiver that you should be applying for that fits your needs and your family's needs best. All right, now, what does the goalie team actually think of Missouri's waiver process? So Missouri has a smart, efficient, well-made waiver program. They have tons of options that are actually tailored fit to people who have different needs and situations, and for individuals who have different diagnoses and requirements and services that they need from those diagnoses. So the only reason that we're going to give Missouri an average when we get to our goalie waiver scorecard, the only thing that they're kind of lacking is they do have a wait list. So for a long time, they had no wait list, and if they didn't, this would be one of the best Medicaid waiver programs in the entire country. But they do currently have a wait list that is a couple of months long, which is not ideal because obviously you need the services as soon as possible, and waiting months before you can even get any kind of coverage is not ideal. However, some states have waits up to 10 years, and some states even have 15. So a couple of months is not ideal in the slightest, but it could be a whole lot worse in some of these other states. So now it's time to go to our goalie waiver scorecard. So based on website clarity and ease of navigation, we gave this a 4 out of 5. Again, really, really helpful website that talked about all the waivers, talked about the differences between them. The regional office numbers are quite helpful as well. The only reason they didn't get a 5 was because there was no step-by-step guide of here's what you do, followed by a couple of steps after that. But besides that, really easy to navigate website, super helpful. In terms of access and requirements of qualification, again, that's a 3 out of 5. There are certain aspects about qualification that are great, like the fact that they waive income, but anytime that you have some kind of wait list, you can't get more than a 3 on the score just because you're not providing services immediately. You're not helping families who need care right now. In terms of healthcare coverage, however, we gave this a 5 out of 5. I mean, it really is fantastic. There are a lot of awesome waivers that have special services for tailored individuals and diagnoses, which is great, and then some more general waivers that cover a more general amount of services. So it's really a great job that Missouri's done with their healthcare coverage. So again, we hope that you found this video helpful and that you learned a lot and can navigate this process, but we know that we should not be the only person that you go out to, and that there are a lot of really, really, really helpful resources out there. So we decided to attach a couple of hyperlinks in our forum. Feel free to check out all of those. They're all really great organizations that can help you navigate this process. And additionally, we attached some telephone resources down here for the regional office number that should be able to assist you with the application process, and some contact numbers for the Missouri Department of Social Services. Thank you again for watching this video. We hope you found it helpful, and good luck navigating this process.
If you've gone through this process yourself and can add any color to our research, please share your experience in our forum. Your help would be greatly appreciated by families who are new to this. If you're just getting started yourself, don't worry. We're here to help. If you have any questions, ask them in our forum and we'll do our best we can to support you. And lastly, if you found this video helpful, let us know. Drop a like or leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you.